Hey YouTube, Dragon Archer 7 here, and I'm going to show you my first place locals X-Saber deck profile. Let's get started. 3 Bogart Knight, as you saw. Before XYZs, you only wanted 2 of that card, but now that they're out, you can use 3 because you don't have to worry about them being dead. 3 Full Helm Knight. This is the main tuner of the deck. You can smack into floaters all over the place and special summon Dark Soul. Get a free Hunlay, pop in back rows, getting pluses. Three Torrential. This card, I've never had it clog for me before. Other players of X-Saber say that it clogs for them, but me personally, doesn't clog for it. It can be a dead draw, but if I didn't run this, I'd be running 2 Max C and 2 Torrential. Plus, I can just side it out, game 2 or 3 to, you know, less raw or more control. 3 Dark Soul. You have to run 3. It's the main searcher of this deck. Pluses all over the place. Not going to be as powerful once Trish gets banned, but it's still going to be incredible for the deck. 3 Emmer's Blade. This card is, you just have to run 3, destroy by battle, Valor, Junk Sink, ram into it, special whatever you need. Just an amazing card, and it sets up combos for you. 2 Pashul, 3's too many, 1 not enough. It's like your beefy ass tank. Sits there and takes all the damage. Get it out with Reinforced Truth, makes comboing easier. Airbellum. I only run it at 1 because you never know what you're gonna ditch from your opponent's hands. You could hit a dandy, you could be facing Dark Worlds and just lose right there, which, same with Gothams. So I only run it at 1 because, in my opinion, Full Helm Knight's better. 1 Guard Strike lets you come back from those devastating no field, large graveyard late game plays. You can attack for game with it, you can Synchro 8 with it, drop Full Troll a lot easier with it. Good card, TCG exclusive. 1 Max C for use against the meta. 1 Valor, as previous. Now on for the spells. Those are the monsters. I have 21 monsters. Saber Slash kills face-ups. Really no need for explanation. It's a good card. I run it at 1 because it can be a dead draw sometimes. And it's just good at 1. Rhoda, a need for any X-Saber deck. Searches out tuners. Duality, pretty good, only first turn. Grab a Dark Soul or an Emmer's Blade if you don't already have one in your hands. You can use it anytime, but it's not the best. Econ, you can tribute Dark Souls with it, grab your opponent's monsters, or you can switch your opponent monster, attack over it with Full Helm Knight, get a free special. Minuses for your opponent with Hunlay. Mind Control, sync with your opponent's monster, or Xyz for Utopia. Avarice, return 5, draw, +1s, all over the place. Book of Moon, staple. Dark Hole, staple. Heavy, staple. Reborn, staple. Those are the spells. Now on for the traps. I run 2 E-Call, 3 it clogs and becomes a dead draw, but at 2 I feel it's pretty darn good because you always have it when you need it. Lets you go for game that much easier because it's call times 2 in 1 card. Goes in match. You never know what you're going to face. If you go up against wind-ups, you pretty much win by maining this card. Chaos, they can only have light or dark. Sams, they can only have a Shien. Insectors is really the only thing I wouldn't use it against. Like, I'd probably just pop it for Scrap Dragon or something, but it's still a good card. Reinforced Truth, you can grab out your Pashules, stop them from attacking, or Dark Worlds. If they lightning, you chain. MST, you chain. MST on end phase screws it though. 1 Solemn Brigade, staple, I guess. Some people don't consider it a staple depending how aggressive their decks are, but for this deck it's a staple. Torrential, this card's pretty darn good. You kill their monsters, get a Dark Soul Search, or just kill their monsters. When Dust Shoot gets banned next format, run 2 Torrential for even more Dark Soul Searches and kind of more control, I guess. Not as much as the Dust Shoot, but it's still a good card. Dust Shoot, staple for this format, change it for another Torrential next. Now for the extra, 1 Gothams. I run 1 of this card because ditching from your opponent's hand is pretty darn good, but it's not all that great. For example, like with Airbellum, you could be facing Dark Worlds and just die, or you could hit a Dandy. But when it is out, you're going to want to ditch big with it. So, 1 Souza, Bogart Knight, and one of the 3 tuners. It's a really good 7, 2500 attack. It's got a Bamf effect. 1 Arabellum. This card you can never go wrong with. It deals damage and then returns when 4 or more. And in this format, that's really good. It's like, basically your opponent just is stuck with whatever they have in their hand. Unless their face down is like a Searcher or something, or they have a shuffling card in their hand. Something like that. 2 Hunlei for minuses all over the place. This card is the reason I don't run MST, because it's 3 MSTs in 1, or pretty much a Heavy Storm in itself, 23 beater Heavy Storm, because most people I don't know don't have more than 3 back row in their hand at this exact same time, unless Rabbits got really unlucky. Colossal Fighter, this card wins games. I mean, I beat a Dark World deck because they had 3 Graphas on field. I comboed with Dark Soul and Pashul and Fall Troll. It had 3000 attack, and I just ram 3000 game. It's an amazing card. Barkion, if you don't want to get out Hunlei and they have too many targets, or you think they're going to set back row next turn, you can get this out instead, and it's a higher beater than Hunlei. But Hunlei has the perk of being used with E-Call. So, Beast, this card's amazing. Your opponent can't activate spells. You got that and a warning face down. It's basically GG. Unless your opponent... yeah, pretty much basically GG. You just can't get rid of that. Utopia, used with Bogart Knight or Mind Control. Stardust, Insectors, stuff like that. You just negate their destroying things. And it's always good to get out. I think Stardust is an extra deck staple. Trish, gonna replace it with Mistwurm in the next format, but for now, Trish. Scrap Dragon, you pop Dark Soul, get a +1, destroy one of their things, or just pop a spell / trap. Brio, extra deck staple. Catastor, extra deck staple. And TG Hyper Librarian, you can combo with this and Colossal Fighter. Get a draw from the Colossal Fighter, and as I said earlier, with the Colossal Fighter, against Dark Worlds, smack, smack, smack. 54. That was the extra, now for the side. 2 King Tiger Wanghu. You use this against Insectors, Rabbit, Tour Guide. Things just die all over the place. Plants, but plants are dying next format, so. 1 Thunder King. I only use 1 of this card on my side because I got my Dark Souls, so I need them, but it's still pretty darn useful because you just get a free negate summon. Gladiator Taming. 2 My Body as a Shield against Rabbits and Insectors. It's also good for like if your opponent has a bunch of trap destruction, like Mirror Force, and not a lot of people are running Mirror Force in this format, or maybe that's just me. Smashing Ground you use against rabbits and 6 Sams and stuff, and get rid of their force the Shien negation, or just get rid of their high beaters. Prohibition, it's an alright card. You can use it against rabbits, declare Rescue Rabbit. You can use it against Sams, declare Shien, and they can't really get rid of it unless they have MST or Heavy. It's a huge MST rod too, so that's a plus. Smashing Horn, you negate the entire Solemn Brigade and Lagia, so pretty good card. Debunk, Dark Worlds, Max C Veiler, Light Imprisoning Mirror, Agents, Mirrorvos, Rabbits and Ninjas, D Prism, pretty much any deck. Goes in match, decide another one against windups. And Imperial Iron Wall, protect myself from my Dark Souls getting crowed or stuff like that, and also protects me against Chaos, because they can't banish for their Chaos monsters, so they just lose all day. Well, thanks for watching, YouTube. That's the video.